Good morning, students. In first year economics, today we discuss about different type of goods. Different type of goods. First of all, goods means anything that can satisfy human wants or needs is known as goods. Anything can satisfy human wants are known as good. In our daily life, we are consuming different type of goods to satisfy our needs and wants. All these things are known as goods. For example, students using book, pen, papers, etc., etc. And in our daily life, we are using brush, paste, bed, different type of articles. Those are all are known as goods. Okay. Every person in their daily life, they are using different type of goods and they are satisfying their needs and wants. All these articles are known as goods. So first of all, these goods divided into two types: free goods and economic goods. Free goods and economic goods. Free goods means need not to pay any cost, and which goods we are getting freely by the nature without cost. The goods are known as free goods, and these goods supply is high and demand is less. Supply is high, demand is less. More than goods. Goods are available in the nature. For example, air, sunlight. All these free goods. Need not to pay any cost. And these goods have no price. And these goods supply is high, then demand. So, and next one is the no cost of production. Need not to produce. These goods freely we are getting by the nature is known as free goods. And the value of only have these goods. These goods have only use value, no exchange value. So these goods are known as free goods. And next, we are not paying any type of cost to produce these goods. We are not producing these goods. So these goods are not included in national income. While calculate the national income, these goods are not included. Why? Because these goods we are getting from the nature and freely without any cost. So these goods are known as free goods, no cost of production. So these goods are not included in national income. Let me discuss economic goods. Economic goods means we should pay some price to get the service of these goods. And these goods also known as man-made goods. And supply is less, demand is more. Demand is high for these goods and supply is less. Means economic goods are scarce in the nature. So these goods are known as economic goods. And to produce these goods, these are the man-made goods. So to produce these goods, producer using the service of land, labor, capital and organization. So these goods have cost of production. So these all economic goods are included in the national income. This total economic goods are, while calculate the national income, these total goods are included. And these economic goods have use value and exchange value also. You can use the service of these goods as well as you can transfer to other persons these goods service. So these goods have both use value and exchange value also. And these are the free goods and economic goods. Free goods means which goods we are getting by the nature freely without any cost, need not to pay any price. And these goods supply is high, demand is less, and these goods have only value in use. These goods are not included in national income. These goods are known as free goods. And next, economic goods. These goods have price, and these goods are known as man-made goods. These goods have cost of production, so value in use have as well as exchange value also have these goods. So these goods are included in national income. So next, these economic goods divided into three categories: consumer goods, capital goods and intermediary goods. Consumer goods. Second one, capital goods. And third one, intermediary goods. First we discuss about consumer goods. And here consumer goods means which goods are ready to consume. Final goods, complete goods is known as consumer goods. Consumer goods, what is the example for consumer goods? Milk, curd, flowers, fruits, etc. etc. These goods are complete goods. This is also known as complete goods and final goods. Which goods are ready to consume? Those goods are known as consumer goods. And these consumer goods divided into two types: perishable and durable. Perishable goods means service of these goods diminishes within short time only. The service of these goods we can use within short time only. Example, curd, milk, cooked items. These are the perishable goods. Next, durable goods means service of these goods we can use some period of time. Best example is electricity goods, refrigerators, TVs, and next fans, some electric goods. These are known as durable goods. Perishable and durable goods. Perishable goods means here the service of these goods diminishes in short time. The service of good we can use some period of time, durable goods. Okay, these are about consumer goods. And next, capital goods. Capital goods means here the these goods indirectly satisfy the human wants. These capital goods indirectly satisfy the human wants, means middle goods. And these goods also divided into two types: single use capital goods and double use capital goods. Single use double use capital goods. Single use capital goods means service of these goods when we consume in production activity diminishes. Only single time we can use service of this good in production process. Best example is raw materials, electricity. We can use the service of good only single time in production activity. The single use capital goods. Next, double use capital goods. The service of these goods we can use in production activity many times. Some period of time is known as double use capital goods. For example, machinery, technology, some durable goods, etc., building, etc., etc. So, capital goods here divided into two types. Capital goods means which goods are indirectly we satisfy the human wants and needs is known as capital goods. And single use capital goods, durable use capital goods. Single use capital goods means these goods we can use in production activity single time, only once. Electricity, coal, raw materials like. Next, double use capital goods. Service of these capital goods we can use in production activity many times. Machinery, technology, buildings, etc., etc. Next, let me discuss about intermediary goods. Intermediary goods means which goods are under the production activity. Unfinished, semi-finished goods are known as intermediary goods. Unfinished, semi-finished goods means these goods are under the production activity. So these goods are known as intermediary goods. Bricks, cement, like that. Okay. Next, these are about total goods. Free goods, economic goods. Economic goods divided into two types. Consumer goods, capital goods, and intermediary goods. Next, we discuss about the modern economic views. So, the economics divided into two types. Positive economics and normative economics. Positive economics. Second one, normative economics. Next, economics is one of the social science. Positive science may be defined as body of systemized knowledge concerning what is, only concerning what is. All economic activities in positive science we can in a systematic orderly be concerning what is, that is the positive science. And classical economist morely popularized this positive economics. And economics is the purely positive science which had no right to comment upon the rightness or wrongness of economic policies or economic theories. Nobody have right to rightness or wrongness of economic policies and economic theories. Economics is one of the purely positive science and it describes about what is. Positive science may be defined as a body of systemized knowledge concerning what is. Okay, this is about positive economics. Next, normative economics. Normative science may be defined as the body of systemized knowledge relating to objective of what ought to be. What ought to be. Positive sense, what is. So, and next one is it concerned with the idea of the designated from the actual and historical German historical physiologists mostly popularized the normative science. And this is two parts about economics, positive economics and normative economics. Positive concerned with what is and normative what ought to be. And especially the classical economist J.M. Keynes morely emphasized about this positive science. Next, German physiologists popularized this normative economics. This is about two types of economics. Economics is finally social science. Okay, students. In next class, we discuss another topic. Okay, thank you.